So this is the marketplace is where the FloTorch is currently deployed at. Uh, if you go to AWS Marketplace and go to Discover Products, you'll be able to search for FloTorch here. So this is the FloTorch. If we just click on it, it will open as a new window. So in this window, you'll be seeing this FloTorch related overview, the features, uh, pricing, the licenses, and everything. Um, so currently, FloTorch is completely open source. So if we just click on View Purchase Options, it will show subscribe to this software you are subscribed. You are currently, because it's a free one, we don't need to specifically do the subscription. From here on, you can just continue, click on Continue to Configuration. So this is the only version, the FloTorch V1 is available. It's the only version available currently. So I'll just select this, and we are currently using a container-based installation. So I'll just keep both of them as it is. They'll go to Continue to Launch. So this one is the launch page. So in here we'll find the fulfillment options that we selected, software versions, and it is supported using Amazon ECS. So here are the usage instructions. If you go to this README, yeah, this is the current README. It's in the .md format. So it has all the instructions you can see, and what are the resources that this whole FloTorch will create in your account, along with the permissions needed, um, along with the installation steps, what the EC2 instance and what does the EC2 instance should need. Yeah. And so I'll just go back. Um, so you can view the usage instructions from this link, and also the container currently, we currently have 6 images in the FloTorch. So you can download all of these images using these three commands. You can just copy them from here and download them. Uh, after you just put these commands somewhere safe, and we can continue with the next steps by creating the EC2 instance and attaching the required IAM roles to it. So first of all, I'll create that IAM role. First of all, for the FloTorch infra, we need to have an IAM role. That's the basic thing. So I previously created an IAM role. This role should be, if you go to roles here, and I'll just say EC2. This is your EC2 role. So this role has these permissions, these IAM permissions, full access permissions to DynamoDB, EC2 container registry, which is the Elastic Container Registry. We also goes by ECR, and EC2, ECS, S3, SSM, VPC, app runner, step functions, cloud formation, and IAM. So we need to have total 11 full access permissions we have. So we need to have all of them to an IAM role, which should be attachable to an EC2 instance. So I gave the principal to ec2.amazonaws.com. So after we have this role, we can go to the EC2 and create an instance here. So I'll just launch the instance. Instance, I'll just name it something like FloTorch 1 for now. So I'll just go with the regular Amazon Linux instance 2023 AMI, and I'll take the instance type as T2 large. As I prefer a large one, I'll go with T2 large. So after this, we need to create a key pair. I'll just create a key pair. I'll just name it FloTorch demo. I'll just keep these to RSA and .pem. I'll just create this key pair. So that key pair is downloaded by me. And the VPC, make sure that you are using a VPC which has access to the internet. So I'll just for now I'll just take a VPC. Any VPC should be fine. I created a lot of them before, so I'll just take this one. So and a public subnet. Public subnet should be fine. And also we need an auto assign public IP. Uh, and we can create a security group. Security group is not that important for us, but except for going SSH into that instance. So I'll just launch a. I'll just say this as a FloTorch SG. FloTorch SG. SG means security group. I'll also name this here the same. So here instead of anywhere, I'll just give my IP. Uh, and I'll just take this storage as like somewhere around 50 GB because we'll be downloading the FloTorch images from marketplace. Those will be around a few GB. So instead of 8 GB, I'll take a larger one, 50 GB. And in the advanced details, the IAM instance profile. This is the IAM role that will be attached to the EC2 instance. I created it a few minutes ago. I showed you before, right? The TCA EC2 role with all the 11 permissions. I'll just select this role and I'll just launch the instance. Um, this instance launching will take some time. This is the instance I created now. It's FloTorch one. So this one will run a few checks first, and then we'll be able to use this instance. The statistics are initializing. Once the statistics are done, we'll be good to use this instance. So it may take a few minutes. So now that the statistics are passed, we can connect to this instance. You can just click on connect here. Because I gave SSM access to this instance and it is an Amazon Linux 2023 instance, I should be able to connect from here. So if I just click on connect here, it should open a tab from where I can connect to this instance. So I'm actually inside the TC2 instance. So so currently uh, I'm the SSM user. I prefer the EC2 user as the user from where I'm doing everything. So I'll just go there. Just give me a minute. So sudo su ect hyphen user, and I'll go to the home directory. So the prerequisites to launch the FloTorch is Docker. Except for Docker, we don't need anything else. So we have a few installation commands for installing Docker. I'll be running them one by one. Sudo yum update hyphen y. There is nothing to do. And then sudo yum install hyphen y Docker. After this is installed, we can just run the sudo systemctl start Docker. This will start the Docker as service. And then we'll just do sudo system ctl enable Docker as well. So it will create a symlink and we'll Add our EC2 user, the current user we are using, this is the EC2 user to the Docker group. So I'll just do that. So if I just run Docker now, I'll be able to see the commands. And Docker PS is where I can see the containers. Sorry. So once this is done, we can just run the uh, Docker command, which will be able to through which we'll be able to install Docker for us. So let me once get that command. So this is the command we need. In this command, we'll be giving our AWS account ID, which is the current account where I'm launching it, and the region where I want to launch the FloTorch, along with the privileged flag and a Docker sock as a volume. The instance volume will be attached to the Docker containers volume as well. The Docker sock will be attached there. And the image is this one, FloTorch-AI, and 1.2.2 is the version. If I just run this command, it will be setting up a few cloud formation stacks for me. The VPC stack, the state machine stack, and the app stack. So in the VPC stack, you'll be having the VPC subnets and all the networking requirements. And after VPC stack is set up, it will create a few DynamoDB tables for me, along with an OpenSearch domain, which will be running on R7G 2x large dot search instance, and with a few with three data nodes and inside a private subnet. Uh, and after this whole VPC stack is done, it will create me. It will pull the images required Docker images from the marketplace, and then it will push it to some ECR here uh, that will be created along with the VPC stack. So after this, the state machine stack will be set up. The state machine stack contains all the uh, CDK code required for the state machine, which is the step function. And so after the state machine stack, we'll be creating the app stack where the app runner will be set up, which is where the final using whose URL will be launching will be able to access the FloTorch. So let me once run this command. Mm, Okay, so I need to authenticate to my marketplace. Let me get that command as well. So this is the command that is needed to authenticate to marketplace. After doing this, we'll get a login succeeded. After the login is successful, we'll be able to run the above command, the Docker run command. So it start pulling that image, the FloTorch AI image, and after this, it will run that as a container. We'll be able to see the logs as well. Now the VPN stack is being created. So inside the VPC stack, as I told you before, those VPC networking settings like the route tables, public and private subnets, all that's required will be created there. You can see the progress of each of them, like the DynamoDB table, uh, the ECS clusters, the log groups for CloudWatch, ECR repositories, the IAM roles, everything else is creating here. The remaining things are all created as fast as possible, but the open source domain this will take around 20 to 25 minutes because it needs to set up a lot of instances and very high IOPS is there for that. It will take around 20 to 25 minutes. That open source domain creation is completed. It will it will create a few more easiest task definitions and all. So it's creating a total of 76 resources here. After the VPC stack is done, it will pull the Docker images from the marketplace and then push those images to the your current account's AWS ECR, the repositories which were created in the VPC stack. And now that the pull and push of the images are completed, it will start deploying the state machine. It will also take a few minutes, like around 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Now that the state machine stack is completed creating, it was creating the app stack now. It will also take a few minutes. Around 5 to 10 minutes should be enough because after this abstract will be created, we'll be having it will display the abstract URL through which you'll be able to access the FloTorch application. Now the abstract setup is also completed. So if we can see that we have the abstract URL here. This one is the abstract URL, and this one, these are the username and password. Make sure to keep the username password somewhere safe, because once the this is the only time you can generate username and password for this particular FloTorch application. If you lost it, you can only generate another one by deleting this one. So if I just let me save this somewhere. I'll just copy it and put it somewhere safe. So if I just open this URL now, so if we open that URL here, it will ask me for the username and password. So if I just say the username is admin and password is what we got before, I just saved it here temporarily. So I'll just give the password here and sign in, and that's it. We can directly open the FloTorch application from here. If we just go to get started, we can see the projects. Currently, there are none, but you can create a project or upload a config. It's up to us. And the FloTorch GitHub will be found if you click on this GitHub link. Yeah, that's all.